morning. It is week 14 and day 92. Today we started off at Spy Rock. That's where we are right now. We have 360 views. It's pretty cool. We have a nice day ahead of us and be hopefully too difficult. And hopefully this breeze keeps up so we don't bake alive. We made it to the shelter for lunch, and this is the Priest Mountain Shelter. And the fun part about this shelter is that this logbook right there has confessions from the hikers. So I'll be doing a reading of that. I don't normally touch anything in the shelter, but for this one, it'll be worth it.
We're here at the Priest Shelter, where the tradition is that everyone writes their confessions in the logbook, which Nick will now read some of our favorites aloud.
Yes, where was the... All right, this
What's the
one,
chapter and the verse?
6:26. This one actually has a special connection to us because it is from the person that gave us Noro.
Who we knew gave us Noro.
And this is his confession.
And this is his confession. Read it aloud for the class.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Sometimes when I find ticks, I don't pull them off. I haven't had anyone else touch me in a long time. Love you, Tiki Wikes, Cuppa. Okay,
Cuppa.
fine. Actual confession. I encouraged everyone to hit a vape we found at a shelter, and we all got Noro.
So he had Noro. That's why he was days behind his tramway. We walked up to that shelter and he didn't even say nothing.
Yeah, well, he was extra friendly and didn't warn us, and we hung out with him. Not close, but close enough.
Never trust a Brit.
Never. This one's a little X-rated, so if you are under the age of 18, please skip forward
Or
1 minute.
Mom, dad, family members.
Yeah, be
skip.
warned. Skip. 6:19. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Just yesterday on Coal Mountain, I had my clit sucked and fucked. Then later, we couldn't even bother to step off trail to sex. My bandanas and buffs mostly serve as biohazard cum rags. I pay my penance daily when I drink my dinner's gray water. Hashtag crush this snail sluts.
People are fucking
The rest
nasty.
of these are pretty bland, and nobody digs their cat hole 6 inches. So that's
Everybody doesn't sleep with their food. Nobody digs their poop holes deep enough, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, we're all sinners.
A bunch of nasties out here.
Good morning. It is day 93. Today we are doing the 3 Ridges challenge. I don't think it's a challenge, it's just 3 different mountaintops. It's a pretty difficult section. Before we get to Waynesboro, we were actually going for our longest day on trail yet, so wish us luck with that for a whopping 18.5 miles. There's not much of an in-between. It's either you do 10 or 18. So we're gonna go for 18 so we have a Nero into town tomorrow. But check out this view. I'm almost to the first ridge, Chimney Rock, and hopefully it gets a little easier and that there's a breeze. First peak done for the day. Many more to go. And I believe that distant mountain is where I'm headed next. So, whew, it is hot. Made it to the 3 Ridge Mountain Peak, and this is the first viewpoint, but that was a tough climb. Should be the toughest of the day, but we still have a long ways to go. We got off that mountain at the perfect time. It's dormant over there, and where we're headed is bright and sunny, so that's perfect. All the mountains and flatland. That's where I'm trying to be. Just infinite flat. for hundreds of miles. It's like Florida again.
I gotta find a bathroom.
Oh no. So we just stopped right after my last video to get a little bit of water. Kevin and I are standing on the trail. We start hearing this like rattling. Well, we were standing next to a rattlesnake. It was under a rock. I thought it was a bug because of the way that it was sounding. It didn't really sound very rattle-like. It sounded more like a bug. But be aware, be on alert.
Nick says, oh, it's a small one. Doesn't fucking matter.
And then I looked again, and there was actually a big ol' snake skin that I had just shed, I guess. So, gotta stay on alert.
Small, it'll put you in the hospital.
Smaller striking distance. We were a couple feet away. We were fine.
We have no business
Being on a cliffside with a storm right off the distance blowing us away right now. They're not hurricane force. They're only like 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Tropical storm gusts, yeah. But you know what? I'm grateful for them because it feels amazing. Ooh. Oh no. Good afternoon. It is day 95 and we have entered the Shenandoah National Park. So far it hasn't been anything crazy. It looks pretty similar to what we've been doing, but the trail is maintained pretty well and we're actually hitting some really nice weather, although it is very hot. I didn't vlog much yesterday, but we did a Nero into town at Waynesboro and stayed at a hotel. And the day before that, we actually had our personal best or longest day. We did 22.5 miles, which is a lot higher than what we typically do. And the last 4 miles were in a pretty bad torrential downpour. So that was really fun. Definitely gives us more confidence moving forward to do some even longer days. As this morning, we did a progress report because we were about, timeline-wise, approximately halfway through our hike, the entire Thru-Hike. And so we were looking at it and we were doing some averages of what we need to be able to do to finish by mid to end September. And we need to at least be doing about 14 miles a day for the next 89 days or something like that. And then on the higher end, we need to be doing 18s if we wanted to finish by like September 15th. So we'll be trying to increase our mileage once again. Luckily, during this park and after, it smooths out pretty much quite a bit. So should be able to knock out some bigger days before hitting the New England area where it gets back to pretty mountainous and tougher terrain. So yeah, I'll be showing you what the park looks like today. What'd you say?
I got a botched haircut.
Oh yeah, Kevin got a haircut at Hair Cuttery in Waynesboro, and she took a chunk out of his, what is that, your left side of your head?
I look like Anne Hathaway in Les Miserables.
I don't know if you heard that, but he looks like Anne Hathaway from Les Mis. So it doesn't look that bad anymore. They fixed it. Hello, little deer. Are you gonna move? I'm not gonna hurt you, it's alright. You can go ahead. Are you just gonna eat there? Alright, well that's where I'm headed too, so I'm gonna keep going. Don't freak out. There, and they freaked. And they freaked out. That's alright. Low Cap Mountain. That's so pretty. Getting up to the Black Rock Summit, trying to get to a little viewpoint. And it's a rock scramble, so gotta take our time. Featuring Kevin's new haircut. This is the rocky summit of Black Rock Mountain, I assume. This is pretty good. Best view we've had so far in the Shenandoahs. So far they've been pretty underwhelming with viewpoints. It's just been walking in the same stuff that we have been walking in. But it is a little bit easier terrain, minus these rocks that we have to climb back down from. So. We did not have to climb up that thing to get the view. We climbed all the way up that, and we could have just walked around. That's fine. For the memories. Just finished hiking 20 miles in record time. Did it in about 8.5 hours. So that's pretty cool. And we just did our first 20 the other day, and now we're doing another one. We got a spot at the campground, and now we are headed to the restaurant, Wayside, and are about to get some blackberry milkshakes and a burger for 4th of July. Was it worth the $22? I don't know. We'll find out. Dessert, round 2. Blackberry milkshake was good, so was the smash burger, and now we're on to strawberry cheesecake.
Looking like Poot Gelato.
There's Poot.
Wash your hands before you touch anything else.
Good morning, it is day 97. We are getting a little bit of a late start as we waited for the gift shop to open so we could get some coffee and snacks. $900 miles. We're really getting into it. Moving fast. That's really cute. Good morning. It is day 98. And we are just starting our day. Not sure how many miles we'll be doing. Anywhere between 12 and 24. But we will try to resupply at the wayside, which is mile 20 today. But my knee's hurting, so I don't know if we'll be able to get that far. And if not, no worries, we'll do it tomorrow. Back on the Skyline Drive for like the 50th time. Currently getting water from this little stream, and I see a tiny salamander. I don't know if you can really see it, but that little brown thing is one, and there's a couple others, but very tiny. Heyo. So we are currently headed to the next wayside. It'll be our 20th mile of the day once we get there, so another long day in the books. It's like our third 20-mile day within a week, and we just started doing them, so a little bit weary because my knee has been kind of painful when I first start hiking after a break, but then it loosens up and I'm fine. So I have my knee brace on and I'm keeping an eye on that. The next couple days after, we're cutting back the miles again, just a little bit to try and recover, but still make haste. We had lunch at a different wayside and resupplied, had a little wrap and a Starbucks like energy drink coffee thing. So that's what's fueling me today, copious amounts of caffeine. That's kind of how we've been getting through these longer days. Probably about 400 milligrams or more of caffeine a day, which the funny thing is, right before I came out here, I actually cut out all caffeine, anticipating that I wouldn't be able to drink coffee. And so I did do that for like a month, no caffeine on trail and stuff. But since then, I have discovered caffeine packets for our drinks. So we have one every morning. And then on the longer days, or I'm just having a bad day, I have another one at lunch. And it really does help. So, pro tip right there if you're doing the Thru-Hike. Shenandoah is still kind of a disappointment. I feel bad saying it. It's nice terrain and it's convenient having the waysides. But the waysides are really expensive and there's not many viewpoints. You also can't camp wherever you want. You have to go to the huts, the shelters, same thing, or the designated campgrounds, which are $30. And we stayed at the campground the other night on the 4th of July, and there was no fireworks because they're not allowed. But we got stuck next to this giant family, and their kids were they were like 7 years old. So I get their kids, but they were up until like midnight, screaming their heads off. And Kevin yelled at them from his tent to like be quiet, because quiet hours started at like 10, and nothing. They didn't do a single thing about the kids. So we didn't sleep really very well like we thought we would. So definitely appreciate our very remote shelters and things, because last night we didn't have anybody there, so we slept decently, minus the mice that were scurrying around. I heard them probably like 3 a.m. But at this point I'm rambling. I will see you once we make it to the next wayside, where we'll be getting dinner and of course dessert. Gonna get some food, very excited. Hopefully it's not crazy busy. I'm about to mess this up. 4-piece chicken dinner. So we ended up doing a 20-mile day. We ended at the Big Meadow Campground, which is one of the paid campgrounds. Wasn't wanting to do that, but we were really tired and we weren't doing 24. Not with this weather. It's kind of off and on raining now, and we're supposed to be like that overnight. So we just wanted to get set up and avoid the rain as much as we can. That being said, we did make it 20 miles, which is really good. And from this week, we actually did a grand total of 100 miles. This is our first time breaking 100, which good. I'm very proud of us. It's been something we've been aiming for, and going forward, we are aiming to try to get even higher than that. We're gonna have to do that incrementally, but we do have a goal of trying to finish by the end of September. So we have to start doing, on average, 130 miles a week to do that, roughly. So that's our new goal. Going forward from the Shenandoahs, the terrain is much easier than before, so you should be starting to fly through the miles, which is very exciting. I definitely feel like we have a new energy with this goal in mind and in sight, and we are starting to get back to being excited about the trail. We definitely stalled out in Virginia. It's a big state. I mean, there's like 500 miles of the trail in it, and obviously it's been not as flat as we thought it would be. That is totally a lie. Whoever told us that can kick dirt. So I will see you guys next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.